Empowering the community requires investment, support, collaboration, communication, and access. At least, that is how we see it. As a media advocate for the community, Jesseline Abel has positioned herself to become a solution. She is a published author of the book Laced in Love. She is currently completing certification to become an orthoptist. She is also a poet, and most importantly, she is passionate about helping others tell their story. We are happy to introduce you to Be the Light Publishing. Through this initiative and her show, The Light Within, Jesseline wants to collaborate with you to increase your access to investment opportunities using your story. Communication is a powerful tool but often misused. We hide from our stories, thereby missing out on the opportunity to leverage them to acquire opportunities and wealth. With our support, we believe that we can help you use your stories to create generational opportunities for wealth and ownership. Be the Light Publishing. Our website bethelightpub.com.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our ever-evolving show as we aim to become the change, the solution, and the advocate for empowerment in our community. Thank you for joining me on The Light Within. This is a show where we highlight stories of hope within the community. We interview community leaders, charitable organizations, and other service providers who provide solutions to inspire hope and bring solutions to the Black community. I'm Jessie. I'm currently completing my certification as an orthoptist. I'm a poet, a published author, and my book is available on all platforms such as Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And it is called Laced in Love. And I want to share with you what I woke up to this amazing review on February 17th. And I'll show my book here just so you can see it. It is called Laced in Love, and this review, it's a verified purchase, 5 out of 5 stars, and this person says, quote, "If you have someone dear to your heart but can't find the words to express how you feel about them, then pick up Laced in Love by Jesseline Abel. Laced in Love is the resurrecting of the Harlem Renaissance. Her words are warm and heartfelt. This is what lovers need today." I'm so very thankful and grateful. It was amazing to wake up to that. I love it. I am also a media health advocate. Yes, I do a lot. And this role is very close to my heart. And with that being said, let's begin. Today's topic is very important, so I need you to stay with me throughout the show, okay? We have a very special guest with us today, creator of the Fearless movement. But just before she comes on, let's have a look at the World Health Organization's Week Ahead in Health. So we're going to start with this coming Monday, February 21st, launch of Joint WHO and ILO Guide, a new joint World Health Organization and International Labor Organization guide entitled Caring for Those Who Care, Guide for the Development and Implementation of Occupational Health and Safety Programs for Health Workers launches Monday. This report, executive summary, and news release will be available at who.int at 9 CET Monday. Both organizations are calling for system-wide improvements in the protection of health, safety, and well-being of health workers in the recovery from C-19. The publication provides guidance on how the management of health and safety at work in the health sector can further be improved and sustained through efforts headed by national government, employers, and health workers representatives. There's also be a virtual press conference, VPC, launch of landmark new WHO/UNICEF report on formula milk marketing. This report will be on February 23rd, 2022. And a special embargoed press conference will discuss the findings of a landmark new report on aggressive marketing of formula milk. The largest study of its kind, this report draws on experiences of over 8,500 women and 300 health professionals across 8 countries. It exposes the invasive marketing practices used by the formula milk industry, violating international standards, and highlights impacts on families. Decisions about how to feed their babies and young children. Visit WHO-INT for more information. We have Satin Brownie that says milk marketing question mark. Also states, wow, interesting information. Thanks for sharing. You are so very welcome. Also, that's coming up on Wednesday, February 23rd, is a report. So we'll also launch a report and also a visual press conference. So both of those will happen on February 23rd. Stay tuned for that. February 24th to the 25th, there'll be COVID-19 Global Research and Innovation Forum, who is hosting the third C19 Global Research and Innovation Forum next Thursday and Friday. That's at 13 o'clock to 18 o'clock CET on both days. You do not have to register to join. The forum will be streamed live. So go to that's who.int for more information. The virtual event will bring together diverse C19 research scientists, regulatory experts, funders, member states, policymakers, and other experts. We will discuss strategies about the future of C19 research. The forum will include scientific presentations and discussions that will focus on different areas of research. Moreover, there will be keynote presentations and panel discussions on how research can help to end this pandemic and prepare for future pandemics. There, last but not least, there will be a meeting on the composition of influenza virus vaccines for use in 2022 and 23 Northern Hemisphere influenza season. Following a 4-day consultation with an Following a 4-day consultation with an advisory group of experts who will hold a virtual information meeting on the composition of influenza viruses vaccines for use in 2022 to 2023. That will be on Friday from 10 o'clock to 13 o'clock. Now, registration was required, but it's free of charge. You need to register and go send an email to, I'm going to say this, GISRS hyphen WHOHQ at who.int. More information on this will be listed at who.int//. So if any of those meetings and discussions that's happening next week seems of interest to you, go to who.int// for more information. Now, today's special guest is Tina Feyers, creator of the Fearless Movement. Tina is the show, was the business, owner of an award-winning production company, Stage Ready. She's also been seen in Simply Simone, Dreamgirls, In the Heights, and commercials for Walmart, Ford, Home Depot, and Coca-Cola. Her role as Clara Ward in the Emmy-nominated Genius, Aretha, is now on Hulu. Please support her at Tina Feyers on Instagram and go to her website, tinafeyers.com. Today we'll be talking about the Fearless Movement. Welcome, Miss Feyers. I am so happy to have you on. I love your outfit. I love your hair. To our listeners who are listening, she's rocking, she's giving like Diana Ross right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
I absolutely love it. So I want to get started. What's the story behind the Fearless Movement? Where did it come from? Where did it originate?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. The Fearless Movement is the service extension of the Tina Feyers brand. I am the show and the business. I'm the business because I own an entertainment company, and I am the show because I'm also a performer, television and film actor, and I do theater as well. But in the midst of the way of making a living and the things that I love, my testimony and my journey of being fearless in the pursuit of what sets my soul on fire is how I encourage other people via public speaking, via service initiatives. And so the Fearless Movement was really birthed out of, we all have a testimony. And through pursuing my career endeavors and just evolving as a woman, I've experienced trauma, tremendous failure, downfall, disappointment. But I always knew that I was called to something greater. And ironically, my husband's last name is Feyers. So Feyers is my married name. But it just
Mhm.
seems like the idea of being fearless was just destined for me, and so I created the
Yeah.
organization probably about 5 years ago. And each year, the Lord has really created different ways where I can activate the idea of the fearless movement in
Mhm.
various ways. So, like I said, I just did a Valentine's Day ball here in Atlanta where they had me as their keynote speaker. It was a really great
Mhm.
opportunity to just get in front of women uh, from all walks of life, all age ranges, and just pour into people. And there's also been times when we've done service projects specifically curated for young women that are in transition, maybe don't have traditional housing. The homelessness
Mhm.
in Atlanta, and that's where I live, is not what people may think homelessness looks like. There are so many people,
Okay.
especially with the housing price increasing, who are
Yeah.
displaced. If you do not
Right.
have a physical address where you receive mail, you are considered homeless. So it's not necessarily being on
Wow.
the side of the roads or living in tents under bridges. If you don't have an address where you receive mail, you're considered homeless. And so
Yeah.
in the midst of all of that, things like sanitary items, things like hygiene items, things like
Yeah.
what you may need to just pull yourself together enough to go to work are necessities. And so the Fearless Movement has really been blessed by a lot of our community partners where when we call for donations, people
Mhm.
give and we are able to bless these women, who are in need, because so many of
Yeah.
us are one paycheck away from homelessness or being displaced or being in
Yeah.
transition. And so
Yeah.
creating an idea of community um, is just something that's important to me, and just being vulnerable and sharing my experiences of success and failure. So that's a little bit about how the Fearless Movement was started. I didn't want to just be a creative who, when great things happen, people always just saw that. I want
Look at
people to
that.
also know
Yeah.
that I come from a place of service, and I am such a faith forward woman in everything that I do. I want people to be able to see the authenticity in that through the Fearless Movement.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I love that you have it because a lot of people don't have in their community that sense of security
Mm-hmm.
and someone being a leader to know, okay, she went through this. I can go through
Mm-hmm.
this. It may
Mm-hmm.
be a process, but I can go
Mm-hmm.
through this. We
Right.
have Satin Brownie that says, I love your shirt. What
Mm-hmm.
does it say? It says,
This one,
uh,
embrace kindness, embrace mindfulness, embrace empathy, joy, peace, life, and happiness. So just the idea of embracing all those things. It's so funny. In my talk I did a couple of weeks ago, I was just talking about the importance of being present, right? And the
yeah.
importance of breathing. There's so many things that we are conditioned to just move through and
Hmm.
press through. You a lot of times women press through heartache, they press through disappointment, they have to show
Yeah.
up every day, and we're not allowing ourselves to show up for us. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't intentionally wear this shirt, but this is definitely the wave I'm on, of embracing these wonderful things: joy, kindness. We know we're in Black History Month, and we know that joy is an
Yes.
act of resistance too, right? That's a way that
Hmm.
we as the people can display our resistance to a lot of what the culture dictates for us. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really advocating for the betterment of women, and not just in a physical sense and self-care, but also in a mental and emotional space that we're in right now. 2020 was a
Yes.
big shift for me, where it gave me an opportunity to just take some inventory on things,
Hmm.
and back to the Fearless Movement. I am pursuing my goals as an actor, and God has been really great to give me some really wonderful opportunities, but I didn't want to wait until I got my Oscar to start this service organization or foundation.
Right.
I don't want
Yeah.
to wait until I'm on the cover of Essence and then I'm doing service. Like,
Doing stuff. Yeah.
right, this is going to be a part of my journey as I grow, because at the community that I'm creating, we're on this journey together. So yeah, we're about embracing all the good things right now.
Yes, that's what we are too. We have Satin Brownie that also says, sometimes I forget to breathe. That's true. I mean, consciously being aware of it. We have Go Inspire Jamaica Foundation says, yes, this is so great. They also say, just beautiful, so inspiring.
Oh
It
wow.
really is. We have some questions for you.
Okay.
Why is it important for us in general, but especially women, to face our fears?
Woo, wow. Because we as women, and I'm going to speak specifically to African American women because I'm a Black woman,
Mhm. Yep.
we have only seen push through, press forward, right? That is what we've seen from our ancestors. That is what we've seen from our mothers, our grandmothers. I'm going to take it back. We come from women who birth children and return to the cotton fields the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we come from women who, yes, you may be violated emotionally or physically, and we press through and go to work the next day. So this idea of self-care and awareness is really new for us. We have been the last group that has been allowed to take care of ourselves. So it's important for us to face our fears, because we have to be the generation that takes the baton and we have to run forward, right? We cannot continue to operate in this generational cycle of being stagnant, of being fearful, not knowing if we can conquer these things, not aware of that we are capable of better. So facing our fears, and that doesn't mean that you're not scared. I'm scared. I'm in a show right now in Atlanta. Of course, I'm a performer. And there is always that unsure feeling, that uneasy feeling that we have when you approach anything, whether I'm getting ready to go on stage, whether I am shooting a movie, whether I am interviewing for a job, applying for a grant, taking a financial risk. There is that scaredness, but fear is crippling. You know, fear will have you shell shocked. Fear will have you where you're not able to move. So we as women need to face our fears, because we have got to get on the other side of things. We are limiting our ability to be everything that God has called us to be because of fear.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Keep everything in. I want to read some comments, because what you just said led me to two other questions. We also have Entrepreneurs Aloud saying, spitting facts. That is so true. Black queens, please self-care. That's part 2 question. We have Satin Brownie saying, we treat that fear like petrol, be fueled by it instead of being crippled by it. And I think it's okay to hit, fall, then rise on up. Yes, most definitely. That's my other question. How do we start to heal? How do we start the healing process, given that we've all had, and I myself can speak as a Black woman, have this generational, whether you know it or not, baggage.
Right.
And maybe they haven't learned how to heal. How do we start that as the new generation?
Yeah, that's great. And again, I can only speak from my own experiences, and we are on this collective journey together as women. But what helped me was the idea of taking inventory, right? When you take inventory, you kind of put everything into perspective. I'm feeling this way. Why? How did I get here? Right. So I'm like, okay, this thing is broken. It's not working. Let me take some backward steps. Let me backtrack a little bit and figure out how I got here. So that's the idea of taking inventory. And a lot of times, how do we start to heal? It's by identifying what those things are. So we know words like triggers and gaslighting and all that kind of stuff. Those things became very common amongst our cultural dialect going into like the great resignation, right? So a lot of us left corporate jobs in 2020 or decided, I'm at home. We took inventory, right? I don't really like this job. I don't really like this relationship. I'm not the healthiest that I want to be. I don't like my hair. I'm gonna cut it off. Like that pause gave us an opportunity to take inventory. So I believe starting the process of healing is taking inventory and looking at where am I really at? And then once you take inventory, it's just like when you clean your closet out. I don't wear these shoes anymore. I don't need those. Don't ever the wheel. These pants are too small. So I don't need to have those in my closet. So all of that is the process. So it's the inventory first, and then we start the cleaning out. And then once we did the clean out, now I can create a clear plan for myself. This is where I want to go forward. Now, what are the steps to getting there? I need to surround myself by people who believe in me, who will hold me accountable, who will pour into me, who I can be vulnerable with, right? So like now we're starting to build this cake, right? So we took inventory. We took inventory. We cleaned out, we have a clear plan, and now we're starting to rebuild. So for everybody that looks different, it depends on, what your journey needs to look like and the things that you're in the process of overcoming. But I'm gonna go back to my life motto, which is being fearless in the pursuit of what is setting your soul on fire. So my end goal, the thing I'm running towards, is what is setting my soul on fire. And that is regardless of whether I'm in a television and film space, whether I'm in a theater space, a commercial space, a service space, on your show today, it is about being my absolute best, being everything that God has called me to be, and being that from an authentic and vulnerable place, because we have enough shiny, curated, you know, being sold to. We have enough of that in the culture, you know, and I think it can create such an unnecessary stress for us as Black women when we see these unrealistic standards and people are not telling you what their journey really was to get those wins. My husband says that all the time. Like, I use the term like, you know, I want to win. That's a win. They winning. And it's like, yeah, they're winning, but are they really winning? Because you're only seeing what they decided
the package
to
is.
Exactly. Yep.
We have some more comments are going off. We have Entrepreneurs Loud that says, you better talk. Yes. We have Go Inspired Jamaica saying, whoo, I love it. Authentic and vulnerable place. We also have Entrepreneurs Aloud saying, unnecessary stress. My goodness, speak, queen, speak. Silent cries. Yes. And I feel like it's those silent cries that kind of hinder us. Because the other day I ironically posted a poem real quick, and it was short, but something along the lines that pain that isn't healed, or pain that is healed will turn into passion and purpose, but pain that is not healed will turn into poison. And I absolutely, what did Satin just say? Something also just came up. She said, and own your truth. You won't embrace me because I will put my own stuff out first. I love me radically. Well said, Tina Feyers. Hashtag the fearless movement. Hashtag the fearless movement. I have one last question before we go. How do we learn and develop the gifts that God has bestowed to us? So once we cleaned out our closet, and once we start networking with the right people, how do we learn to develop those gifts that we have?
Yeah, I think identifying those gifts are, what are those things that wake you up in the morning? What are those things that you might be a little restlessness at night, right? You can go to school and get a degree and be a teacher, but you absolutely love to bake. That's all you think about is new recipes and, you know, how you can create this content. Those are like things that you've been caught, like you feel that stir up on the inside of you, right? Those things that you enjoy, those things that you're passionate about, those things that you love. And so I think it's important for us to start listening to them. Now, fear, what have you? Well, girl, you know, you went to school and you paid the student loans and you went to school to be a teacher. But if you're miserable every day in that space, give yourself enough grace to start exploring what those other things look like, because life is hard enough, you know. And for those of us who have crossed over into the 30 threshold, and some women who may be in their 20s late, once you start getting onto that hamster wheel of life, we have to be in a place that is fulfilling for us. And that's what goes back to that authenticity and that truth. You know, there are a lot of people that are really great at a lot of things. I am, was always kind of labeled a jack of all trades. And so I had to figure out how to package all of those things so that I could make a living, so that I could be fulfilled. And I'm still exploring and understanding all of that. So I think it's tapping into what is your heartbeat? What are those things that you really ultimately desire to do? And it's not thinking that it's going to be like a 0 to 100 overnight thing. It's a little by little. If you want to be an event planner, put together a brunch at your house. And invite a couple of friends over and try some things out and just see how that works, because you're now starting to explore what that looks like to start planning events. We talked about the cupcake lady. There are a lot of people who have been bitten by this entertainment bug, right? Everybody wants to act and sing, and people ask me all the time, how do I break in? Start doing local theater. Start creating content on social media. If that's what you wake up in the morning every day, you're binging Netflix and it's like, man, I want to do that. I believe I can do that. We have to start taking the steps towards being fearless in the pursuit of what is setting our soul on fire, and being honest with ourselves too. Because just because you like something, okay, now I'm gonna go here, doesn't mean that you're necessarily great at it and that's what you're called to do. It's a lot of people who love to sing, love music, and can't sing at all.
Don't mean God bless you with that gift. You can love it. Keep it inside.
But you might be a great songwriter though.
Right.
You might have a gifted pen. You might not be the best person to actually present the song, you know, audibly, vocally, but you might be the person who is a gifted writer. But I think once we start exploring those things, right, we've identified that end game where we're trying to get, then the pieces will start to kind of fall in, and then maybe like, you know what, that was a phase, but really, I just need to keep teaching school and figuring out what other things I like to do. So I think giving ourselves grace to explore those things, but we have to try. We cannot just be about the conversation. We can't talk about it. It's time to put things to action and start finding our way, because that hamster wheel of life will continue to go around and around, and we need to be our most fulfilled selves in these spaces.
Awesome. Yeah, I could 100% agree with you. We have Satin Brownie that says unearthing potential, purpose, and gift is key.
Yep.
You are going off. We definitely have to have you on for a part 2. Everyone, hashtag the fearless movement and support Miss Feyers at Instagram. Her is at Tina Feyers.
Yes.
And go to her website, tinafeyers.com. It was such a pleasure having you, Miss Feyers, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. Wasn't that awesome? I loved it. My heart, I was ready. I am motivated. Now, if you or anyone you know is an inspiration in their community, remember this can be big or small. We want to help celebrate your work and their work so that others can be inspired and support them too. We love to be a part of your vision. So again, email us at info@umeradio.com. Remember to be the light within your community. Stay connected and follow us on all social media platforms at UME Radio. Give a comment, share, like, subscribe, click that notification bell when we go live. Again, be the light. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone.
Are you an entrepreneur or business owner looking for ways to increase the business cash flow? Well, you're at the right place. Go grab your pen and paper, then let's begin. We'll be sharing with you 10 general funding opportunities, specifically for women of color. Please pay close attention to the dates, because the deadlines for some of them are close. To get more information on these and other grants, please go to umeradio.com/news. This information is courtesy of mycoachministry.com. Number 1. AT&T Black Future Maker. Black Future Makers are dedicated individuals pursuing greater possibilities for the greater good. Submit a video of 30 to 60 seconds or a photo on your Instagram feed. Tell us how you are pursuing greater possibilities for yourself and the community. Tag at ATT and use #DreamInBlack and #ATT contest. Winners are chosen monthly. Grants for $10,000. Apply by December 31, 2022. Number 2. Boss Impact Funds Invest in Progress Grant. The organization will invest $10,000 in grants for 25 Black female for-profit business owners. In addition, the Boss Network and Sage will provide 1 year of monthly mentorship through the Boss Business University, marketing for each business, and guidance to help Black women achieve their goals, with everything that's needed to successfully start and grow a business. Apply by February 25, 2022. Number 3. Caress Dreams to Reality Fund. 60 women of color founders will be selected to receive grant money and access to resources that will set them up for success and reach their funding goals through crowdfunding campaigns. Grant for $5,000. Apply by March 4, 2022. $4. CCWC Women of Color Entrepreneur Grant. Corporate Council Women of Color will award 5 grants to women of color entrepreneurs. Your business is established as of January 1, 2020. Grants are $5,000. Number 5. City Trends. City Trends wants to advance and further the businesses of Black entrepreneurs with a $5,000 grant. Only available to residents of 30 U.S. states. Applications are due February 28, 2022. Number 6. Fearless Strivers. Open to Black women who are legal U.S. residents, including DC, 18 years and older, and the principal owner of a U.S.-based small business. Grants for $10,000. Apply by December 31, 2022. Number 7. Arise Micro Grant. Each month, a $500 micro grant will be awarded to a for-profit small business owned by women of color. Past recipients used grants for computers, equipment, marketing materials, software purchase, website creation, and more. Number 8. Invoice to Go. businesses must be minority-led, less than 5 years old, and have less than $1 million in annual revenue. The opportunity is open both to sole proprietors and businesses with employees. Grant for $10,000. Apply by February 28, 2022. Number 9. Kinetic Black Business Support Fund. Must be a Black-owned small business in the state of Georgia, Charlotte, NC or Lexington, KY, and receiving broadband internet services from Windstream. Grant for $2,500. Number 10. Silver and Riley Women Entrepreneurship Grant. In this round, they are focusing on Black women-owned businesses that have been in operation less than 3 years, that is, founded no earlier than February 2019. Grant for $2,000. Apply by February 28, 2022. That is today's spotlight. Thanks to mycoachministry.com. For more information, please visit umeradio.com/news.
Install the Yumi Radio app on your phone for timely updates and alerts on these and other opportunities. If you are looking for reliable support to help to grow your business, email us at info@umeradio.com.